Hello there, welcome back to Jennie Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm working on an art journal page, so get comfy and let's get crafty. This is the theme for the mid-month mini mission for July. Yes, I know it's August. I was on vacation, but I wanted to complete it anyway. The idea is circles, so I've printed out the theme card and I have my tag. This tag is about 4 by 6 or 4 by 8 inches rather. And it's just the backing to an old scrapbook paper pad. And I'm going to cover the words, the packaging words, with this yellow polka dotted scrapbook paper that I found in my stash. I'm using the Yoo-Hoo glue stick to put it on because I was feeling like I wanted to create but not necessarily make a mess today. Also, I'm on vacation and forgot my microphone, so I'm just using my computer microphone and it might sound weird. Anyways, after I got that all stuck down, I went ahead and punched the hole in it, and then I picked up a blending foam from my drawer. I think this is the one that usually I use for gray ink. And I just used the ink in the blending foam to go around the edge of the tag. And that corner is a little peeled up. I'm going to have to add a little more adhesive in there at some point. But, you know, right now we're just moving on to move on. The next thing I wanted to do was add some more pattern to that background. So I grabbed that gray archival ink. This is watering can, I think. And I have this old textures stamp set from Stampin' Up. And there's this one in there that has a bunch of dots on it, like grid dots. So I'm going to ink that up. And I had no plan. So I just kind of did a mini pattern around the edge, which is fine. It looks a little bit like tape residue along the edge of my tag, and I kind of like that look. It definitely left the middle open, which I was not expecting or planning for, so that did come into play later. I also have in that stamp set, there is a splatters stamp. So I grabbed that and stamped it out a couple of times just to add a little bit more to that. And then I have taken my waffle flower circle dies and cut out a bunch of circle rings by layering the dies together. And I started with purple and went to green, which is why I chose the yellow background, so that they would contrast but still go nicely, because the opposite color of purple is yellow. Yellow and blue are primary colors, and then yellow and green are next to each other on the color wheel, so they all work together well. So I'm adding a little bit of glue, and also here I have no plan. I have a phrase, a quote that I saw quite some time ago that I couldn't remember exactly how it went, and I had to research it to find it. Like I had to do some Google searching to find the one that I meant, that I had thought of when I saw this running around in circles theme. But I have no plan as to where I am adhering these rings, these circles, except for on the tag, which is very, very general. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue with my tweezers and just placing them on the tag. I had no plan except for to not make it look like the Olympic Circle logo. That was my only plan. So I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along. Then I'm going to put the stamp case over the top to kind of help hold them down for a minute, add a little bit more pressure, and just want to give them a minute to glue down and adhere. And then off camera, I trimmed those down. It was kind of a, I first used my guillotine trimmer, and then that didn't work, and then I had to use scissors, and so I just edited that out because it was a mess. And then I just added a little bit more ink where the rings were to kind of make sure they blended in. And this is when I realized that that center was a little bit naked. So I went through my ephemera stash and found some things that were round. And I have these Stamperia chipboard ephemera pieces. This is a clock that already has a little bit of collaging on it. I also have these scissors, which I just thought were cool, and this little brooch. And I'm going to adhere them kind of like this on my tag. I think that I didn't take a picture again, so I think the end product isn't exactly like that. I'm just using my Tombow glue again. I thought about peeling the layers of these ephemera pieces apart because they're quite thick, but I decided to just leave it. Let this tag be a little bit thicker. The material I've made my tag out of can hold up to it, so why not use them on something that is not as thin as maybe a card front or an art journal page made out of traditional paper. So I'm just using my fingers to hold that in place for a minute. I'm going to add some glue to the scissors. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to be touching, so I'm being a little bit cautious at the handle ends, and then I'll make sure there's lots of glue on the blades because I knew that they would be stuck down to something. And that is what I created for the focal image of my tag. It is still circular, so I feel like it went. And this quote that I printed on my label maker, and I can't remember the exact wording because I'll have to wait and show you at the end because I don't have it in front of me because I'm on vacation again while I'm doing the voiceover. I'm out of town for my sister's wedding. But basically the quote says that sometimes the number of people in your circle gets smaller, but your quality of life gets bigger. And I have definitely found that to be true in my life. I'm one of those I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies kind of people. And I like having my circle small enough that I'm comfortable even when I'm not comfortable because I'm not exactly a social butterfly. I am going to sign it, and then I'm going to date it July, even though I put this together in August, because it is the July mid-month mini mission, and I'm kind of weird that way. But anyways, my tag is complete. I am going to add the prompt phrase to the back of the tag. I'm going to grab the Tombow glue, was the one that was still on my desk and open, so I'm going to grab that and glue it onto the back of my tag. And then all will be right in the tag making world. I do have footage for my August mid-month mini mission ready to upload as well. So I will be all caught up before the September mission comes around, I hope. So here is a zoom in of the quote. Sometimes your circle decreases in size, but increases in value. And I totally have found that to be true in my world. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a fabulous day. I have a couple of other videos here I think you might like, as well as that subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. Leave me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up and have a really fabulous day.